Yo, what's going on today, guys? It is Rick here with another tech review for you guys today. And today we are reviewing a keyboard, the Owla F75. And I'll be honest, guys, I've never heard of this brand before. They reached out to me and said, hey, if we send you a keyboard, you can keep it. Can you just give us a review on it? Like, that was it. And then I told them I got the keyboard. They're like, hey, no rush, just make the video where you can. This has been one of the most pleasant and surprising brands I have ever worked with. And my goodness, guys, this is a mind-blowing keyboard for the price. So anyone that hasn't been to the channel before, when I do my tech reviews along with my gaming, I am a straight shooter. I want to give you the best direction and opinion that I can. I am not going to sell you short and tell you to go buy something if it's not worth it. And the reason I have to start you out with this, because when I opened this Owla F75 keyboard, I had zero expectations. Never heard of the brand. They didn't tell me anything. Like, they pretty much said, hey, take this keyboard, review it for us. And my God, guys, straight out of the box, I was mind blown. The reason I was mind blown is because I grabbed this keyboard and right off the bat, it had some serious weight to it. Like, when I'm holding this guy, it's got some weight to it. So you know this is made with quality products, because a lot of teams these days, companies, they're cutting corners. They want to save as much money as they can and give you as good as a product as they can for as cheap as they can. And a lot of times that's cutting out weight, which a lot of people do want lighter stuff, specifically in like mouses and stuff like that. But that's different. A keyboard, it's not moving. Like, it's sitting in one spot, and typically a custom keyboard or anything like that, they're going to be really heavy. But if you guys know me, I've been using a high ground keyboard for the last year and a half now, almost 2 years actually. But wow, time flies. But I've been using that for almost 2 years now, and I've had zero complaints. Like, it's been amazing. I thought when I used it for the first time, it was like the smoothest keyboard that I have ever used, and I've used all kinds of gaming keyboards out there. I'm telling you guys, listen to this. I was mind blown, guys. Not only was it made a really good product right off the bat, but this is silky smooth, like silly smooth. Like, this is the smoothest keyboard I have ever typed on. So we'll talk and give you guys a little bit more info on like the typing and feeling and all that stuff a little bit later. But first of all, let's talk about the couple things that this keyboard has that most keyboards don't. First of all, the good old multimedia wheel, volume wheel. I think that's a great thing to have on this. This is a 75% keyboard, and they still found space for that, because why not? You know, I think that thing is actually really useful, especially if you're editing videos, playing video games, and you want to turn something down super quick. In this day and age, like, tabbing out of games isn't as easy as it used to be. So that wheel is actually super, super convenient. So I actually love that being on there, and I was surprised to see it on there when I actually got the keyboard. So love that. Second of all, this thing can be wireless. I was shooketh to my core, because, you know, nowadays, like, products are getting more and more wireless, but this can go wireless through 2.4 gigahertz, or you can do it on Bluetooth, or you can just plug it in. Like, you have 3 different options on how to use this keyboard, which between those 3 options, I mean, that's everything, right? I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's any other way to connect to a device than those 3 things. So I did not know this was going to be wireless. And what's really cool about it is the piece actually just like hides in the keyboard. Let me get this focused for you. It like just hides right here. You can pull it out, plug in the USB, and you're good to go. And then it snaps right back in. Like, it's magnetized, so it won't fall out. It's really hard to lose. Love the design of that. Like, it is such a good design that, whew, it's sick, guys. And I did test out the wireless on it. Really good. I don't know that I would game with it, because I have trust issues on keyboards for some reasons and connectivity, but I didn't notice anything when I was just typing with it. I gamed with it a little bit wirelessly and I didn't really notice anything. But if you're like really competitive, I'd probably just plug it in, because at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. But if you're looking for a wireless keyboard, this might be the one for you. And something that I find to be really underrated on this keyboard is just the simplicity, clean look of it. And that's before we even talk about the RGB, because the RGB on this has 17 different modes and it looks amazing. There's so many different modes that I've never seen before on a keyboard, but it looks so good without it. And the reason that's important to me is because I have like this cool studio that I work on. There's a bajillion things. And when I have new people over to my house, I want to show people like, this is what I do. And this is some of the cool things that I use. And when that's sitting there on its own, it looks really good. The high ground keyboard or other keyboards, you have to turn on the computer and you'd be like, hey, look at the RGB on this thing. It looks sick. Like, it looks really cool. But you don't have to turn on the keyboard if you don't want to. So, or turn on the computer if you don't want to. So at the end of the day, I love the clean simplicity look, which over the years, to me, I think is just really important. If you've been around the channel, like we've kind of gone up and down, around and all around with all the RGB on the wall. I'm like to a simplistic approach these days. And I'm like, let's just keep it clean, keep it easy. All right, you guys have heard it. You have seen it. You've seen the RGB. You've seen how clean it looks on the counter. You've seen it. It looks good, plays good, feels good. What's the official rating on the Rikar scale? Should you go buy this? This is an $80 keyboard. $70 I've seen it on Amazon, but like it's kind of in pre-order still, which they didn't even give me the details on that. So it should be able to be bought by other people. It looks like you can right off their website. It says pre-order, but it says like you can get it in the next 10 days. So if you are interested in getting this keyboard, my official review of it is gotta be like a 9.4, like a 9.4 out of 10. This thing is beautiful. Out of the box, it took me off guard. I have had this at my house for 3 days now. I opened it right away, took a look at it, filmed the box opening because I was like, I gotta know what I'm working with here. And then I still feel that way about it. So this is no shade to any other company I've reviewed keyboards on before or anything like that. High ground, your keyboards are amazing. But for $80 freaking dollars, are you kidding me? This thing is the best keyboard I have ever used. Am I gonna use it as my everyday keyboard? I'm still trying to debate that. Because you know, when you switch keyboards, you gotta get in the feel of it. I probably am gonna switch it to my official gaming keyboard. It's a little bigger than my 60% right now that I use with the 75%, but I'm 100% gonna be editing with this on my editing computer. I'm 100% gonna use this when I'm working. Like, this thing is good for gaming, it's good for work, it's good for editing, it's good all around. Like, when you use some of those 60% keyboards, you are missing out on some of the buttons that 75% keyboards just have, and you don't have to go look for multifunction keys and stuff like that to make it work on like a 60%. So to me, the 75% keyboard is perfect, and this thing, I can't say it enough, guys. I love this keyboard. If you guys are looking for where to get one, in description below, go check it out. Aula F75. Thank you for sending me this keyboard. This is honestly one of my favorite and it's easily the most mind-blowing review I have ever done. So thank you. I appreciate it. And hey, everyone, have a great day. All right. Peace.